usually say your feelings are valid at the end of the day. Yeah, you may be going through a life event that's worse than the other person, but at the end of the day, you're still feeling what you're feeling. See kama mmechagua kufeel hivi. It's a natural response. If you minimize it, it will only get worse. Yeah. So there's this saying of, or this narrative of, there was this person who wanted glasses, met someone with no eyes, wanted shoes, who met someone with no legs. But does that mean you're not supposed to get glasses? You know what I mean? If you can't see, or if you want shoes, does that mean you're not supposed to get shoes because of that situation? So it's just, you know, your feelings are valid. They're natural responses. It's not about minimizing. Yes, someone may be going through something worse, but it doesn't mean like you minimize what you're going through, because at the end of the day, it will just pile up. And unajua, did you guys have you ever gone one night without sleeping?
Like a whole night?
Yeah. You know that's insomnia, and insomnia is a mental illness. Yeah.
Actually,
yeah.
Because let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Today,
and mental illness, by the way, you unajua watu ufikiria mental illness is severe. It's levels. Yeah. Watu walikuwa nafikiria ni watu wako na psychosis, wanajongelesha things like that. Schizophrenia only. No. There's so many. There's over 200.
But do you think by us being overly inclusive, we end up not helping people? Because, like for me right now, let's say leo mchana I was just bored, then nikalala, I took a nap. Hiyo nap ika mess with my sleep patterns. So usiku kashindo kulala vizuri. But now, because I know if you don't sleep through the night, that's insomnia. I come on and say, like, me, I have insomnia because
you have this fancy word.
It's a fancy word. And you see, there's something nice about being a minority. I keep using that word.
Yeah. You feel like it's glamorized.
It's glamorous. Right now, if I come here and say I'm the only black person here, you guys have to treat me differently. You have to walk on eggshells. You don't have to say anything that will offend me. You have. So I feel like some people are taking advantage of this system, and that's why I'm against. Whereas I'm pro mental health movement, there's a part of me that fights it a bit, because I feel it's been taken out of context by some people who are abusing that system to get favors, to get ahead in, like, okay, I'll give you an example. If you're going to apply for a job and they ask you about the mental health thing, for example, I may just check depressed or something else, and if I don't get the job, I can cry the victim card, but I did not get the job because I was depressed. I was I was discriminated against. Even this minority thing. So I'm like, it's okay if you're depressed, seek help, but have you done everything else in your life to make sure that you're trying to get yourself out of that situation? Like I said, me, I went and I decluttered my life. It worked. Some people, like right now the World Cup is going on, your team might lose, and then because the World Cup is once every 4 years, you feel bad for a couple of days and you claim to be depressed. But it's not depression, it's just you're feeling sad, and it goes on for a couple of days because I'm bantering you, I'm telling you, Kevin, your team was eliminated. And for the next week I do that, and you said if you feel a certain way for 2 weeks, it could be mental illness or something like that. So my issue is there are so many channels of people abusing this whole system and taking advantage of it, and that's why I'm pro. Get, like, you give a this is the last thing I'll say. You give a very good solution. If you go to hospital, because they take your vitals, your blood pressure, if they can do that, and then you get diagnosed. Nowadays, if someone tells me he's depressed or she's depressed, I don't take them seriously, because self-diagnosis doesn't work for me. And I guess how I'll throw this back to you is, what are some of the challenges that you come across when it comes to this mental health and people trying to seek help and you trying to offer help to people? What are these challenges that you come across in your day-to-day work?
Well, I mean, of course, there's still people who don't believe in the whole thing in general, you know, where they feel like it's for lack of a better word, a fallacy. But to be very honest, like the reality is it exists, you know. There's been this thing of I mean, there's that question of do you think other people try to seek attention by saying that they're depressed and things like that? Personally, I feel like even that is indication that there's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
That's a nice one.
Yeah. So true. There is. It's hard to draw that line. It is hard to draw that line. But like, as in the mental health profession, we don't. It's a better safe than sorry kind of thing. So someone can come and tell me, oh, I'm OCD. Okay, then we'll assess for OCD and we'll find, okay, maybe you just have OCD like traits and not OCD as the obsessive compulsive disorder, you know. Or I'm depressed. And the thing about depression, especially in men, it's not always obvious, by the way. It's not always obvious. And like you'll hear a lot of men who come to my practice, they'll say, namwona kichwa, nasikia kastaki kufanya vitu, namwona huku.
Like me, I feel I'm depressed.
You know?
Now, I've told you this is my worst year.
Just go take a joke.
I've told you this is my worst year, so I feel I'm depressed.
Yeah. And you've said something like, have you done everything? Yeah. Now there are those people who they're not. If your ability to function is being affected, because depression affects your ability to function in your day to day. If you notice that when you too well function, if you wake up at a certain time, you eat in a certain way, you go, you work out, you socialize, then you notice all these things are deteriorating. I mean, that's a problem. That's a problem. There's something
laziness
going on.
You can. What he's saying is, if you have a routine, you can't just start being lazy. If that wasn't your
if you just abrupt.
And even when you're getting better from depression, of course there's work you have to do. You have to put in the work, like just making sure you're practicing self-care at your capacity. The same way ukivunjika mguu, you go for physio, you get better. The physiotherapist will tell you do these exercises at home. Make sure you're walking this amount of minutes. If you're not doing that, then you know it may not. You may not make a full recovery like that. So there is a part you would need to play, but the support and environment has to be conducive to that. You know.
Okay.